Hi, welcome to Oakleaf Cakes. My name is Amanda. This week we're doing a sculpted octopus cake. So we got a lot of things to figure out. We're going to be giving him some eyes and making sure we can fit all 8 of his legs on there. So wish me luck. This is weird. I have too many feet over here. This one needs to go. What would a 9-legged octopus be? It would be a ninopus? So a repeat customer has called us and they have had one of these as a pet. Blue ring octopi are venomous, and hence the crazy blue electric rings. So they had one of these as a pet. They said they didn't name it because they didn't want it to die. Things they name die. I guess if you don't want to be jinxed, then you just keep with that suspicion. So we have no name on this cute little octopus. Apparently in the wild, where they saw these guys initially, they're only as big as your thumb, so they're only a few inches long in real life, but we're going to make it 1.5 feet. When the blue ring octopus, we watched some videos, we did our research, when it scoots around and finds a coral to sit on, it takes on the texture and the color of the coral, and so you can't really see it. Then when it goes to eat the prey, then it turns bright yellow and has these electric blue rings. So that's the state that we're gonna make it in. Poisonous animal out of cake, not poisonous cake. That's what we're doing. I don't know. This is the bird's eye view. This is sort of at an angle. Its body blob head, where it keeps all of its organs, are going to be back. It's going to be like this. It's more like a teardrop spade kind of shape. So that'll be the back, and then this, where he does this, where with his legs will be the front. He has a skirt. It's probably called a skirt. And that part is going to flare out kind of like a snowplow thing or something. And then his eyeballs will be like the highest point on the cake. And we'll have to give him the eyes, and he has a little suction breather gill thing back here. We'll have to figure out how to make that, but that can be done out of fondant, perhaps. Then he has to have 8 legs, right? Here's a trick. This, like this, and you get your same shape if your eyeballs didn't do it right. Behold, I have a shape. I think my octopus friend, who will eventually need a name. So we'll jam his head into the corner, and then that way all of his legs can have space to, Here's what I did. The cardboard I was cutting from was a 14 wide. I was thinking it was a 12 wide. Thus, we are wide. But I will still stack it up like this, and then use this as a guide, and then we'll cut away the extra cardboard after the fact. The extra silly thing about our blue-ringed poisonous octopus is that he has orange creamsicle buttercream filling. He is a delicious, venomous octopus. I think his front slants forward quite a bit, so I think I might even trim off this front edge a wee bit. That was a lot of cake, but feeling good about it. Because I didn't want to carve off little bit by little bit, because these little chunks are not helpful. If I need to add height for the eyeballs, I need large chunks to work with. I promise this will look like an octopus. These are its eyes. Now it goes back. Maybe it's not a big deal, but if I make his body too big, I'm not gonna have room for proportionally long legs. I don't know what they are for scale, but if his body's too fat and huge and then his legs are like, wee, that's not gonna look good either. So I baked way more cake than I needed, so the plan was to carve a lot off, so I shouldn't use it all. If I used it all, he's gonna be bigger than he needs to be, and then he's not gonna have room for appropriately sized legs. So are you seeing it? I just need to find the eyes. It'll be okay. The eyes are in here. So it has to, like that. So for the octopus, I started with a rectangle, and the octopus body, he basically has a head, which I think is also his body, and then his tentacles part of his body. So from a rectangle, I had to figure out how to make that look like two separate, well, they're not, they're connected, but two divisions of his body. So the sack shape, sort of head shape, had to be nice and rounded, and that needed to look like it was kind of floating separately than his tentacles that would just kind of crawl forward. So I had to have two different angles going on this cake. I'm not sure about his eyes. I think, what do you say? I don't think his eyes are this pokey. Because I also can't decide if, I feel like the eyeball is gonna be here. Like he looks sideways, his tentacle goes up to his eye. It's here. I feel like that's better already. I think I'm just gonna carve these frost these flared out, and then tomorrow I'll take a knife and chop off the ends. That way I can butt up the leg against it. That's just gonna be easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is weird. I have too many feet over here. This one needs to go. What would a 9-legged octopus be? It would be a ninopus? Wait, so tell me the word for 9? Novem. Novem? Yep. Novimpus?
I don't like that one.
I like ninopus.
I like that.
Okay. Meet Stanley or Lloyd. Or if it's a girl, it'll be Georgette. But this is our sculpted friend, and they've been chilling in the fridge overnight, and what we need to do now is trim off this cardboard, and then I'll chill it a little bit while I get my fondant ready, and then we'll do some decorating. So for kneading all this fondant, I want to cover the whole thing in yellow, and then we'll add some airbrushing. So I needed a lot of extra fondant because you'll need a lot to cover all this shape, but also I wanted to have a ton left over. That way I could use the same color to make all of his legs and tentacles. But I ended up having to make more anyways because it took way more than I thought. Are they too skinny? It's just weird. Even that one is weird. I don't think, unless I do huge amounts of fondant, like bulk it up right here, is it gonna look accurate? And then, like, where does that go? Huh? He's stealing all my tools. It's not dry, but it's warm enough. It really actually feels alive. Gravity is making it. So the octopus is a shade of yellow, but I wanted to add it, add more contrast and add more depth to the color. Airbrushing in between his legs and kind of around his body will add a lot more dimension and shape and tone to his body. Even these brown sugar balls are working in my favor. Like, they look like little rocks. We're not even gonna smash them. So many suckers. This was very tedious. I had different piping tip sizes, but luckily they were able to be picked up with the other end of my paintbrush, and which made them a lot easier to apply rather than picking up each one by hand. It's actually a nice groove to get into though, adding, like at this point in the day I was tired, so it was nice to kind of sit still and just do one thing. Doing a test dot on his butt, because the lines are not all hard lines. So in real life, the blue ringed octopus is only about as long as your thumb. So we've made him larger than life size, where we did the math and you can actually fit about 144 of the real life size octopus inside of this guy. And fun fact, he is Stanley's poisonous. Blue ringed octopus have enough venom that can kill 26 people within minutes. But fortunately, this guy is just cake, and we will be feeding up to 40 people with this cake instead of killing them with venom. We will be feeding them with sweetness. So this was it was a little bit intimidating at first to sculpt this octopus, but once I got going, it was actually really fun. Once I got the right number of legs on there, it was accurate. We really had a lot of fun with this guy, and I hope that more people order more octopuses, more octopi cake. And if you liked our video, feel free to like and subscribe, the usual. And we'll be doing new videos every week, so check back.